Pacifism said we should give away Kashmir, we should let Kashmir go because Kashmiri youth are unhappy, they want to go to Pakistan or they want to become independent. But if you look, forget about the spirituality, if you look at Kashmir from a strategic point of view, now already you have Tibet, which is in the hands of hostile people, and it's a great problem for India from a strategic point of view because the Chinese, they swooped down from Tibet, into Arunachal in '62. Then you have Nepal, which become now de facto a hostile country. Then if India let go of Kashmir, then you have Kashmir, which is a gateway to many of these, Middle East countries, to Asia, which will also fall in foreign hands, in hostile hands. So India will be surrounded, from a height by hostile countries. Now, what Nivedita said was very clear, Pacifism doesn't mean that you let, your women be raped, your country, being taken over, your people murdered. You need to fight for what you think is true, for what you think is noble, for what you think is right. It seems to me that Kashmir is a very good example today of what pacifism can do. How, in the name of good feelings, of good thoughts, we can actually damage ourselves and damage, our own country and our future. It is true that ahimsa, the concept of ahimsa again, which is not non-violence, which is not tolerance, but true ahimsa that Nivedita was speaking about, when Buddha was so immobile, that no violence, neither physical nor mental nor subtle, was emanating from him. This is the ultimate goal, and this is the ultimate, it's our aspiration, that we all reach to that goal, of peace, and that, we all want, to have peace with our brothers and sisters. All of us have this aspiration, that we don't want to fight, we don't like fighting, we don't like war, we don't like death. I mean, so those of you who've been confronted, with killing, people killed, people murdered, people tortured, I have seen people tortured also. We recoil from that. Human nature actually recoils from that. But sometimes one has to face it. Sometimes one has to look, what's happening? What's happening in India today? What's happening to Kashmir? What's happening to the values, the ancient values, of courage, of tolerance, of acceptance, in the name of an ideology which doesn't belong to India. We spoke about Mahatma Gandhi. You know what Sri Aurobindo said about Mahatma Gandhi, that his ideals were mostly borrowed from the Christian and from Tolstoy. Tolstoy was the Russian writer Tolstoy, was a great influence on Mahatma Gandhi. Now these are not ideals which are, Indians. They're not traditional Indian. They come from outside. They have their values, no doubt. No doubt non-violence has its value. But the damage it can do, the damage that Mahatma Gandhi's violence, in my mind, because many people will disagree, did to India, the partition of India, the massacres, what's happening now, Bangladesh, the millions of, the creation of Bangladesh was an absurdity. The creation of Pakistan, Sri Aurobindo said, that the creation of Pakistan was the most absurd monstrosity. And it will come back to haunt India again and again, and it does come back to haunt India and again. So non-violence can also become a tool of the asuras. And actually, in many cases today, it has become a tool of the asura. In the name of non-violence, a lot of damage is being done to India. And as a lover of India, as someone who had the privilege to live in this country for 41 years, it hurts me, it pains me. I'm, a man with all my faults, but I have a understanding, or I think I have an understanding of what makes this country special, what makes this country different, what makes this country great. Of course, today it's not politically correct to say, to talk about, Hindu values and Dharmic values, but this is what makes India special, different. If you wipe this out, in the name of pacifism, and non-violence and democracy, and Western values, you'll have one more country, you know, which is, okay, on par with the West, because Indians are very brilliant people, and definitely they can be on par with anything that the West does, and even do better maybe.